Why would this father take the life of himself and his daughter? And why didn't the court system protect his daughter from him? Let's find out right now. Happy Terrifying Tuesday, my Cajun cuties. Yes, it's me, Anne-Marie, aka the Cajun Crime Queen from Carrico, Louisiana. Cajun born, Cajun bred, and when I die, I'll be Cajun dead. I hope after this video that you like, subscribe, and comment. And don't forget to press notification bell so you never miss a video from me, Anne-Marie. I hope you have a beverage. I hope you have a snuggle partner or a snuggle fur partner. Those are the best. And you're ready to hear a true crime story with yours truly. And as always, I want to know, are y'all drinking that water? Are y'all staying hydrated? Are y'all getting those tickers up? Remember, just a quick 20-30 minute walk, especially first thing in the morning, get those endorphins up, and you are going to have an amazing, wonderful day, I promise you. And I hope all of you had an amazing Thanksgiving. I hope y'all ate lots of turkeys and y'all had a lot of fun time with your family and friends. And as always, I want to thank you for joining me tonight on this Tuesday night as we cover another true crime story. Thanksgiving is a very important and special time in my family. And every Thanksgiving, we go around the table and we say what we are thankful for. And the very first thing I say before anything, the very first thing is, I am thankful for my babies, for my two little girls. It is an honor to be their mother, and I feel very privileged to be their mother. And you never know when something can happen to your babies. That's why we all have to hold our babies tight every single day. We love them and we cherish them every single day of their lives. We want them to be wonderful and great and fantastic. And today we are going to be discussing a little girl who sadly lost her life at the tender age of 7 years old. Her name was Kayden Mancuso. Kayden was born on October 15th, 2010 in Trenton, New Jersey to her parents, Kathy and Jeffrey. Kathy, Kayden's mother, says her and Jeffrey met one summer on the Jersey Shore. She said it was a summer fling. I'm sure all of us have had one. I know I've had summer flings. They start off huge, and then they slowly fizzle away. However, in early 2010, Kathy finds out that she is pregnant with baby Kayden. At this time, Kathy and Jeffrey move in together. Kathy says that she wanted to try to make it work for her sweet little girl, Kayden. Jeffrey was excited about the birth of his little girl as well. Kathy says that they were over the moon and overjoyed when little Kayden was born. And Jeffrey's sister, Allison, said that Kayden and Jeffrey had a very strong father-daughter bond. They loved each other very much. Allison says her brother was only 5'6", and Kayden would look up at her father and say, "Look at my daddy. He's so tall. He's so strong. He's so wonderful." Kayden absolutely adored her father, Jeffrey. However, Kayden's father, Jeffrey Mancuso, wasn't on the right path in life. His life had been troubled since childhood. Jeffrey began drinking and self-medicating, and it was said he would have these loud, massive, violent outbursts. It was also said that he had had several staples and stitches in his head for fighting. Kathy, Kayden's mother, had also found out that Jeffrey had been arrested in several different states on assault charges. And Jeffrey's sister Allison said that she believes that her brother Jeffrey had gotten hit in the head so many times that he suffered from a mental health disorder. And one day, Kathy says that she believes she was going to die. She said that little Kayden's father, Jeffrey, had strangled her, and she was so terrified for her life. And as you all know, hi, my name is Anne-Marie. I am a victim of domestic violence. And when I tell you, it does not stop. They say it's going to stop, but the domestic violence does not stop. If they do it once, they will do it again. Trust me, I've been through it. If you are in a domestic violence relationship, get out now before it is too late. Kathy says that she was terrified of Jeffrey. And she said when little Kayden was around 2 years old, this was the very last straw. She says that Jeffrey got into another bar fight, but this time he bit a part of a man's ear off. And this is when Kathy says that she packed up a U-Haul and she and her 2-year-old daughter Kayden left and moved out. She did not want to be around Jeffrey anymore, as he was very violent towards other people and herself as well. And even though Jeffrey was very violent towards Kayden's mom, Kathy, and to others as well, Kathy says that Kayden was the only bright light in Jeffrey's life. She says that little Kayden adored her father and Jeffrey doted on his little baby girl, Kayden. Kathy decided to give Jeffrey visitations while he paid child support for little Kayden. However, around this time, Jeffrey's life began to unravel. And also around this time, Kathy, Kayden's mom, met a new man named Brian Sherlock. He says that he adored little Kayden. He said it was love at first sight when he met Kayden. But who wouldn't love this beautiful, precious baby girl? She was so cute, beautiful, loving, precious. She was a wonderful little girl and everyone adored her. She is described as being an angel. She was loving. She was sweet. She loved the Phillies. She loved the Eagles. She loved softball. She made good grades. She was very talented in gymnastics. She loved to draw. She loved to do her friends' hair and makeup. She loved LOL dolls. And let me tell y'all something about those LOL dolls. My little girl loved LOL dolls. I must have bought hundreds of those little dolls. And Kayden loved to play with LOL dolls as well. Kayden also loved emojis, unicorns. She loved to sing and dance. And I very much enjoyed watching Kayden's videos, singing and playing with little emojis on Snapchat. She would have the little, reindeer ears, the dog ears, and she would say, "Hi, I'm Kayden." She also loved the song, "This Is My Fight Song." She adored that song, and there are so many videos of her singing that song. And remember that song, because I'm going to talk about that song further on in the video. But little Kayden was adored by everyone that laid eyes on her. When Kayden was around 5 years old, her father, Jeffrey Mancuso, sued her mother, Kathy, for partial custody of little Kayden. He represented himself in court. It was said that Jeffrey lashed out at Kathy inside and outside of the courtroom, even calling the police on Kathy several different times. Around this time, Jeffrey's sister Allison says that she truly believes her brother Jeffrey was unstable. And around this time as well, Kayden comes home and tells her mother that her father, Jeffrey, hit his mother, Kayden's grandmother. She showed her mother, Kathy, how her father, Jeffrey, was hitting his own mother and how his mother, Kayden's grandmother, was crying on the bed. And Kayden also tells her mother that she is beginning to be afraid of her father, Jeffrey. It was also said that Jeffrey began punching his dog in the face. Now, that is a huge red flag. A huge red flag. When you begin abusing animals, especially your own animals, any animals, I don't care what it is, you do not hurt animals. You do not hurt animals. You do not hurt family members, anyone, especially your own mother. And when Kayden told her mother, Kathy, how her own father, Jeffrey, was abusing her grandmother, Jeffrey's mother, I've never heard of that. To abuse your own mother is horrible. And in front of your own child, You are going to have this violent outburst with your own mother in front of your little girl? That is not normal. It sounds to me, in my opinion, that Jeffrey was absolutely unstable at this time. He was going through a lot around this time. And Kathy decided to bring several people to court to tell the judge how violent Jeffrey Mancuso really was. Not towards her, but to others as well. Kathy gathered principals, teachers, and even a soccer coach that witnessed baby Kayden's father, Jeffrey, and her stepfather, Brian, get into an argument. Kathy says that she was very afraid of Jeffrey. And around this time, this is when I see a red flag. This is when something isn't right. Get this, not one person, not one single person came forward to testify that Jeffrey Mancuso was a good father or not a violent person. No one from his family, no one from his past, no one from his work friends, his regular friends, no one testified on his behalf that he was a good person. Now, if that's not a red flag, what is? And if it is true that Jeffrey Mancuso was abusive towards his mother, why didn't his mother or anyone in his family go up to the judge and say, he is a violent person? He was violent towards his mother. He was violent towards this person, that person. Why didn't anyone stand up for baby Kayden and say he's a violent person? Why didn't anyone from Jeffrey's family come forward? And they may have, I don't know. I did see Jeffrey's sister, Allison. I did see her interview, and she says that her brother was in fact unstable and that no one testified that he was a good person. No one came to his defense. Not one single person. Kathy says that the judge was just kind of like, yeah, whatever. Yeah. And told Kathy and Jeffrey that they both needed therapy and that they both needed evaluation tests. I'm going to tell y'all now what each test of theirs showed. Kathy's test showed that she had anxiety. However, Jeffrey was diagnosed with major depressive disorder, moderate with anxious disorder, and identified with narcissist and antisocial personality, and had no remorse for any of his actions. A custody evaluator recommended that Jeffrey's visits be unsupervised only if he received mental health treatment. Jeffrey had unsupervised visits with no mental health mandatory health treatment, but the judge did advise Jeffrey to get help. Now, I do agree with that. I do believe that Jeffrey needed to seek help. He was having an issue, and there is nothing wrong with getting treatment for a mental health disorder. I have suffered from depression, and it is not a good thing to suffer from. A lot of people in this world suffer from mental health issues, and it's okay to seek help. However, if the evaluator suggested that Jeffrey receive help with his mental disorder, while Jeffrey was receiving help for his mental disorder, why didn't she say, I recommend that Jeffrey have supervised visits until we get a hold of his mental health disorder, until we get him on the right medications and the right therapy? Why would anyone give a little sweet girl like Kayden to a parent that people are saying needs help for their mental health disorder? Why is that? Why didn't anyone stand up and help this little girl and protect this little girl from a father that was diagnosed with a disorder? Even though Kathy did not like the arrangement, she had no choice but to send Kayden to her dad, Jeffrey Mancuso's home. Because if she didn't, Kathy would be in contempt of court, or worse, she would be in jail. Kathy and Kayden's stepfather, Brian Sherlock, hated to send Kayden to her father, Jeffrey Mancuso's home, and with good reason. They believed that Jeffrey Mancuso was suffering from a mental health disorder. They also believed that Jeffrey could not only take care of himself, but his daughter as well. Everyone was very afraid for Kayden. And one day on August 6, 2018, Brian, Kayden's stepdad, went to pick up Kayden at Jeffrey Mancuso's home. And that is where he saw little 7-year-old Kayden lying lifeless on the ground. She was no longer with us. She had sadly lost her life along with her father, Jeffrey Mancuso, who had taken his own life. This was a murder-suicide. Police believe that Jeffrey Mancuso took his daughter's life and then took his life as well. When I was watching these interviews and when I was thinking about little baby, 7-year-old Kayden, she was only a baby. She had her whole life ahead of her. The only thing that kept running through my mind is, what did Kayden see before she lost her life? What kind of outbursts did her father have? What did she witness? That's all I keep thinking about. And when I think about how this little girl wasn't protected, it destroys me. And my heart goes out to Kayden's family. And my heart goes out to Jeffrey Mancuso's family as well, because everyone tried to protect little baby Kayden, but she was not protected. Sadly, little 7-year-old Kayden lost her life that day. When I was digging deep into this case, I said to myself, why are these judges allowing these children to be in the presence of their parent with a violent background? Why? Why not take the child away from a parent? A lot of people say, oh yes, I know my baby daddy or my baby mama will fight with so-and-so. They'll beat up everybody, but there's no way they're going to touch my child. There's no way they would hurt their own child. We all say that. But it could happen, and it has happened several different times. And as I dug into this case, I found out why judges have been giving kids to parents with a violent background. Listen to this. Frank Savone, who is the executive director of Support Center for Child Advocates, says it's not uncommon for a parent with a criminal history, including crimes of violence, to be awarded unsupervised custody. When you think of the number of persons in this country who have criminal records, including for violent behavior, we could have lots of kids in foster care and lots more kids not seeing their parents. Okay, all right. I understand that. However, why would we even take that chance when there are several families that would love to be foster parents for other children? Let the parents receive the help they need. Why are we sending children to parents with a violent background? Why? What is it? What's the reasoning? But it's looking like there's a lot of parents in this country that have a violent background that still have custody of their children. Little Kayden's mother, Kathy, believes that the court system protected Jeffrey Mancuso's rights to be a parent, but did not protect little Kayden's rights to live. Kathy feels that the court system failed little Kayden. And in my opinion, I do believe that Kathy was right in this situation. I do believe the court system failed baby Kayden. I think she would still be here today if the court system had awarded supervised visits to Jeffrey Mancuso. And little Kayden's favorite song was This Is My Fight song, as I told you earlier. And in the song, it says, I can only have one match, but I can make an explosion. And on April 15th, 2024, Governor Shapiro signed Kayden's law. And Kayden's law protects the well-being and safety of a child. Now, little Kayden, who was only 7 years old at the time, is helping children all around the world with their safety. And I do believe the song, This Is My Fight Song, is Kayden Mancuso's song. My final thought, I always give y'all my final thought. And my final thought is, I do believe, in my personal opinion, that Jeffrey Mancuso should have been awarded supervised visitations at a visitation center with his little girl, Kayden Mancuso. I do believe that if Kayden would have had supervised visits with her father, she would have still been with us today. I do believe that a person who suffers from mental illness or depression or any type of mental health disorder has to treat themselves first, and is not something to be embarrassed of. It is not something to be ashamed of. When you have a mental health disorder, the first thing anyone should do is to seek help, to seek treatment. Because do you know how flight attendants say when you're about to take off and they're doing the instructions and they say, put your oxygen mask on before you put it on your child, put it on yourself, because if something were to happen to you, your child is going to need the help. So you always take care of yourself first, because you always have to make sure that yourself is taken care of before anyone else. You cannot take care of anyone, especially a child, if yourself is not taken care of first. You have to make sure that you're very well, and you're very aware of your surroundings. And in my opinion, little Kayden was not protected. And I'm sure her mother feels bad every day. But Kathy had to follow the rules. If she didn't follow the rules, she would be in jail. And she made the comment that maybe she should have just gone to jail. But the sad part about this whole situation is that little sweet Kayden was not protected enough from her father, Jeffrey Mancuso. And my heart goes out to Kayden's family. And I hope that Kayden is singing This Is My Fight song in heaven. I know she's still smiling and shining down on her parents. I hope y'all all enjoyed today's video. I hope that y'all like, subscribe, and comment. And don't forget to press on that notification button so you never miss a video from me, Anne Marie. And as always, stay safe, always be aware of your surroundings, and always know that I'm here for you if you need. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate all of you. And as always, thank you for the love and support. And for you, I am truly grateful. I will see all of you tomorrow night on Wicked Wednesday for another video. I love you. Bye.